Hi friends, this is Josh here, coming at you from False Creek, Vancouver. Many of you will recognize this place because just over the weekend, runners came past here in the annual SeaWheeze half marathon. So 6 days have passed and I've decided to also take part in the half marathon, and I'm taking part in the inaugural first ever SeaWheeze virtual half marathon. It's after work. I live about 13 miles away, so I'm gonna run home. The clock has started, which means I better get running. We'll see how many high fives I get from the people down here.
Hey!
Hey! Great! Hey! So I made it here to Central Park in Burnaby. This is my 10K mark. I'm feeling pretty good still. So the SeaWheeze half marathon is an annual event. It takes place only in Vancouver. With the sheer popularity of it, the virtual half marathon offers a really practical way to become involved. So at a fraction of the cost of the SeaWheeze half marathon, the virtual marathon gives you maximum flexibility. First of all, you can do it anywhere you are in the world. Next, you could choose any course you'd like, preferably not something that's 10 kilometers uphill. And third, you get to choose the people you want to do it with. So the constraints of the virtual marathon is that you complete it within the completion window, which is 1 week from the actual SeaWheeze half marathon, and that the run is documented using the Strava smartphone app. That means I'm dependent on the app to function properly, which means the GPS is properly getting its signal away from tall buildings in downtown. And it also means that I'm reliant on the app and the phone not failing on me, which last year's SeaWheeze had bad weather, and the rainy weather, the app failed on me. So I'm completely dependent on recording a 21-kilometer run in one shot without having any technical failures. And so with that in mind, I also made sure that I had a fully charged battery before I began the run, and I also brought a power bank with me. A big thing that the virtual marathon is different from a real marathon is the lack of full support services. So with the full event, you have the vibe, the energy of running with 10,000 other participants. Here you're on your own, but you also get water stations, you get bananas, you get medical support. How many of us run with injuries? And yet, how many of us run with a first aid kit with us? So doing something on your own is something you have to do with mindful attention to your own abilities. Now, what I really liked about this virtual marathon is the registration. Now, although I can say that the registration was a bit tricky because there were multiple steps involved and 3 parties, which is Lululemon, Race Roster, and Strava, all of it having to come together. I'd say that the registration is really practical because I didn't take part in this year's SeaWheeze. And this made it possible for me to be part of that. And I know you could treat the virtual marathon as something a bit different or separate, but there is an online community of participants. That's found in Strava, and today being day 6 is close to 6,000 participants who've completed the half marathon on their own time, at their own place. Now, my participation in the virtual half marathon was quite unexpected. I knew I didn't expect to run the SeaWheeze half marathon, and there was a surprise announcement just 6 weeks before the event that there is open to virtual half marathon. And I guess a bit of talking with other people, a bit of fear of missing out. Next thing you know, I decided to register and decide to do it. And by the end of it, I'm expecting this big grin on my face with an accomplishment recorded on Strava and a nice medal around my neck 6 to 10 weeks later. Have to wait for shipping, right? So I would say the ability to explore your hometown or to run around a place that you're visiting is quite a gratifying experience in this half marathon. So I would say if running is your thing, if taking part in SeaWheeze is your thing, but you unfortunately didn't make it through the lottery registration process, I would say give this a shot. Something worth considering. You'll be proud of yourself at the end, and you too can be part of the community of runners trying to accomplish this ridiculous run. So I'm here in my hometown of New Westminster, British Columbia. I've made it to the end of the run. Strava is still running at the moment just to make sure that I get that extra few hundred meters to be recorded. But I'm done. Really happy about that. Big sense of accomplishment there. To do the 21.1 kilometer half marathon is an unbelievable experience. I'm exhausted. The legs are sore and aching. I can't wait to sit down, grab something to eat. So big kudos to Lululemon for opening up the half marathon to more participants. Happy to be involved in future years. So take care everyone. Namaste.